what is a 5-year-old, and then as a even as a grade schooler, because you're just starting your time in school.
Yep.
Did you I just did a re on an I just did a conversation with Home Math, who, I don't know if you know who Home Math is.
Oh, so I like the sound of the word. Is that a person?
Home Math is a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel that has grown dramatically over
Is
the
it
last.
HOE space MATH?
Yes.
Huh, wow.
HOE_MATH.
Okay.
And he has basically created a very fast growing YouTube presence by taking TikTok girls and basically saying why the matchmaking algorithms are broken and how social media has corrupted them.
Ah,
And what was very interesting about my conversation with him was in all likelihood, he didn't say this, but he's probably on the spectrum in some way. And in grade school, he figured out very quickly that the incentives offered were a lie. And so he checked out of school very quickly.
There was one day where everything kind of flipped, and it was I was always like the smart kid in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I had relied on um, being the smart kid was what was going to get me through life.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to get you more rewards faster than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody celebrated me for it and said, "You're going to do so great." When
Mm-hmm.
I was 12 years old, they started, increasing the amount of work. They put me in the AP classes and everything. I was in the advanced math with only five other kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it was more work. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything for it. And so I started asking questions. I was like, why am I working harder? Like I thought I was supposed to be advanced. Why am I doing more work than everyone else? When do I get time to play and be myself and live a self-directed life? And the adults around me, my parents and teachers particularly, would answer the questions very repetitively and very coldly with you got to do this, and then you move on to the next thing, and then you move. And I would say, well, but is it going to get better in high school? Is it going to get better in college? And they say, no, you do this until you get to high school. You do high school till you get to college. Then you do college till you get a job. And then your job is hard too. And then that's hard until you die. And then everything's hard. And so I had a little bit of a crisis. I remember, hyperventilating and understanding suddenly that the adults around me don't know what's going on, that
Mm.
they're doing what they're told and that I'm doing what I'm told. And I want to live a self-directed life. I want to do things that are important to me and not just follow along. I didn't have a whole lot of I guess you could say I didn't have a whole lot of respect for just the general beliefs that society holds. Just because people believe something didn't make me respect it or appreciate it or adopt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that differentiated me from others around me pretty early in life. So when people told me, do this, do this, do this, I would say, why? What do I get? Where's the demonstration of what I get?
Mm-hmm.
And when that didn't materialize for me, when I started asking questions, I sort of turned around against school and church, and I started not doing my homework, and I dropped out of the AP classes, and I would get the truancy or whatever. I wouldn't show up for school, and I stopped taking the bus, even started riding my bike, and just differentiated myself from the whole thing as much as possible. And it sort of set the stage for a life on the fringes somewhat.
Hmm.
mhm.
And then it wasn't until sort of halfway into college that he sort of re-engaged then and figured out, oh, no, I can use this in order to get what I want. And I think he's still trying to figure out what he wants. But so as a 5-year-old who realizes the lie in the machine, what did that do to you in terms of your social performance, let's say?
Well, there's a pretty decent amount of correspondence to, I guess, Homath's
Yeah.
um, more at the level of a very profound sense of the, how would you say, false authority? That's not quite right. Unearned, unearned and undeserved authority, so inappropriate authority in the context of particularly school. And that combines a bunch of different ways. One is beginning to have a sense at just the level of person, that for the most part, the persons that were in positions of authority were not properly authoritative in general. And then secondarily, that there was an asymmetry between the degree to which I had the capacity to actually say know the stuff that they were teaching and their capacity to teach it in areas that I cared about. And so that created tension because in some cases there were areas that I was utterly uninterested in and nonetheless was forced to at least toe the line to some degree. And then there were areas that I was really passionate about, which I discovered the degree to which they didn't even know what they were talking about. Sometimes they would simply say, I actually don't know what non-Euclidean geometry even means.
This is a really interesting vein because, again, I also did a conversation with Tom Holland, who basically told a very similar story with respect to church. He went there as a 6-year-old, with his love of dinosaurs, and he brought that to his Sunday school teacher. And very quickly, his Sunday school teacher lost all authority. And so then for the next number of decades, he checked out. So this is a very interesting pattern. So please continue.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's well, there's a lot we could dig into that, but you get the basic idea. And so let's see, there's